Hello, welcome to my channel. In my kitchen today, trying to make some dinner, and let's see what's for dinner today. I pick up some fresh neck bones from Walmart. That's what I'm going to make today with cabbage on the side and fufu. So come back and see how everything goes together. With my neck bones, I'm going to go ahead and wash them. Um, and then I won't cook the whole pack. I'll just going to freeze like half of it. That way I can cook it later. But I'm going to make a stew, a neck bone stew with vegetable. That's just my daughter, pretending to be drinking when she's just drinking juice. But yeah, welcome to my channel. I am a mama of three and a wife. I do video on cooking African food mainly, and I do cleaning and lifestyle videos. Thank you for watching, and watch until the end and see a quick African dinner. And this one is really quick. I will put in like half of an onion, and I'm going to add some fresh ginger, and I'll let it boil before I do anything after cleaning. Just a quick question. Does anybody washes the meat, or is there people out there who do not wash their meat? I always wash mine. So yes, and after that, after putting like a chunk of ginger, I put some salt, and I will let it cook while I put the rest of the ginger and just cutting it and then cleaning it and then put it in the freezer for me to use with other things later on. Like I say, it's gonna be a quick dinner. Sometimes when I don't have time, I do this really quick. So that while that's cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and start out with my vegetables. I said cabbage was going to be my vegetables. Ladies, make sure you clean the board where you're cooking from, at or cutting the things, or from meat to the vegetable, or from vegetable to meat, or whatever. Make sure you cut it. Make sure you clean it as often as possible. So I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting all my cabbage. I don't like the outside, those outside of the cabbage. I usually throw it out, and then I'm going to cut that, and it doesn't have to be small. It's just gonna be big, small enough. And I'll use a knife and to do that, and I'm just looking for a knife. Sometimes it's hard, but whatever, I'll use the small one. I'm going to make only half the cabbage. Just I'll do the cabbage, and I'll have some eggplant mixing in the cabbage. I like eggplants. And this one, I got it from all these groceries. I got them from Walmart. If you have not seen my Walmart grocery haul after this, go ahead and watch that. I usually do like a weekly grocery shopping, either Walmart, Aldi, or Baker's, and I usually try to record as much. So if you have not watched one of them, after this, go ahead and watch that. That's my baby in the background trying to record this without noise. As a mom is impossible. So yeah, I'm going to cut my cabbage, and after cutting my cabbage, I'm going to put them on the stove, and then I'm going to just let it boil a little bit, and then throw out the water, and then fry it. Just fry it a little bit, and I'll put the onions, tomato, and then the eggplant in it. And while I do all this, it gives me enough time to cook the meat, to just boil it in the onions. I put the onions, I put some salt, and I also put the ginger roots in it. That way it will be tender enough for me to do this too. A reminder is stew takes a while. So while I do other things, I usually start out with the meat because the meat needs to cook the longest. Anyways, I'm just cutting my eggplant, and I usually peel it, and that's how eggplant doesn't take that long, so I usually do it while I put my onions and tomatoes. And that's a leek. I'm gonna add a leek, and it's, if you don't know anything about a leek, it's just like it has like, it tastes like an onion, but I just like it. Not only the flavor, the way it looks, it presents on a plate after you cook it. So yeah, this is one of the vegetables that I like. Anyways, it's just a cook dinner, African style in an African home. So you don't want something fancy. You don't have time, just make something like this. It doesn't have to be neck bones. It can just be like meat, just any kind of meat or chicken. You can do this way, and you just need some meat and some vegetables on the side, and you can accompany this with either rice, plantains, fufu, sweet potato, anything that you want to accompany with. It took a little while with my bell peppers. Sometimes I just cut big chunks, but anyways. And next I am going to do some tomatoes. I already did onions. Now tomatoes, and I'm going to use 2 tomatoes for two. Will be two. I'm making three, but it will be two for the meat, and then one for the vegetable. And I will just eyeball this. I don't really measure. I just usually eyeball when I'm cooking. You can just do that and then taste it at the end. But yeah, just eyeball. Since I like the stew to be really thick, I like to do a seasoning of different the vegetables. I do the vegetable that's the ginger that I just cut earlier, and I'll put in some leeks. I'll put in some onions and tomatoes, and then I'll put in some seasoning salt or just regular salt, black pepper, a little bit of oil, and then just blend it in a blender and then put it aside. Later on, I will use it to thicken my stew for the neck bones that's cooking on the stove at the moment. And I'm using a chicken bouillon, Nor, it's called Nor, all that stuff. So I'm going to just add a little bit of salt in it. Even though, just be careful with the salt because the Knorr seasoning already have salt, and then I'm putting different kind of salt, like seasoning salt and all that stuff. So you don't want to put too much salt at the point where nobody want to eat it. Just be careful. I'm going to drain out the water that I boiled the cabbage, and then I'll put it back on the stove, and I'm just gonna fry the cabbage. I won't show as much, but I'm just focusing mainly on the neck bones that's on the stove. You can do pork neck bones or beef, but I'll put it on the side. I'm just gonna fry a little bit before adding my tomatoes, my onions, and other stuff. I'm just gonna fry a little bit, and I'm not gonna use that water. I'm going to throw it away, just because I don't like to use it most of the time. If I would have like cook it and throw out the water and then cook it again, I would have used it, but in this case, no. I'm just gonna throw away the water, and it was almost dry anyways, because I cook it for like more than 30 minutes. I'm adding my fresh cut onions, tomato, and a leek in there, and I'm going to cook it a little bit. And after that, I'll add I have tomato paste that I have in the freezer. I already put it in a little Ziploc bag. That usually I put it from the can, and I'll add in it and some habanero pepper. I'm just gonna put the whole thing. I'm not going to crush it or anything. It can be really spicy. I'll just put it on the side and not crush it until anybody want to eat it, but usually I just put it just for the flavor. Let's add the mixed stuff that I put to make my stew thick. The things I blended, the vegetables I blended, and then I put some tomato paste in it, and yeah, and I'll just put a little bit of water and let that cook. Meanwhile, my cabbage is cooking already. I already added the ingredient. I just didn't even realize that it wasn't really recording on one side. But anyways, I wanted to show mainly the meat, the neck bones. So it's almost done. I'll put some water at this point and just let it cook. Let my stew be thick. And I'm going to use that stew to eat with fufu. So it's almost done. It's almost done. A detailed video on how to make fufu. You can go ahead and check it out after this video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.